You're watching Arkansas Style on KARK.
Welcome back to Arkansas Style. One thing everyone should be aware of is their food intolerances, especially when it comes to expecting mothers, children, people looking to alleviate symptoms of brain fog, or those who have unexplained health issues that they haven't been able to resolve. So Dr. Keith Currie is joining us today to tell us how he's not only helping his patients live happier lives, but healthier lives through natural methods like diet, lifestyle, and supplementation. Dr. Currie, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
How do these natural methods work?
Oh, well, it's amazing. I mean, you know, functional medicine is a broad category. And, you know, I see different kinds of patients who have all kinds of different health challenges and different symptoms. And really, it's kind of like in my spinal practice, a lot of people come to me as their last resort. I hear it all the time. Dr. Currie, you're my last option. I don't know what I'm going to do if you can't help me. So I hear that a lot. Well, in the functional medicine practice that I do that's different than that, it's about natural health care. It's about running conventional, traditional lab tests and then utilizing those lab tests to say, okay, you know what, we've got a microbiome imbalance. There's too many good bacteria, or not enough bacteria, or maybe there's markers on the blood work that are not where they need to be. And so then you make corrections in certain areas and then watch the patient feel better and thrive again. And so what I'm on a mission to do is have people come in, like people typically come as their last resort. But what about the people who just feel like they're not thriving, or they're just existing from one day to the next, and their energy levels are low, or they have brain fog, or they have different types of symptoms, and they just don't feel good. And they're like, hey, you know what, why do I have to wait till at the very end, whenever I've tried everything else, to go see someone like Dr. Currie?
Right, and I mean, you've been doing this business for over 10 years. You travel the globe and do training. Why is this the first time I'm hearing of such a thing? Well,
okay, so to be truthful, I am very, very busy in my spinal care practice. And I've done that for a long time. But occasionally what happens is one of my spinal care patients will find out that I do functional medicine, and so then they become a patient in that area as well. And so I work with a lot of type 2 diabetics and thyroid patients, or people who have gastrointestinal issues, a lot of different things, but it takes time, and there's only one of me. And so, you know, I try to work with people in that area, but it can get a little bit overwhelming. And so I just kind of, for a long time, didn't really know if I wanted to open Pandora's box and see what happened. But then the reality of it is I've seen this work time and time again for people, and seen people reclaim their health. And why should I keep that suppressed or quiet?
Yeah, I shouldn't. No, and I'm glad you're here today. So we're going to talk about food intolerance. Is that different than a food allergy?
110%. Thank you for asking that.
Okay.
So how it works with a food allergy, a true food allergy is a specific type of an immune response, such as when someone's allergic to a bee sting or a peanut, for example. Then they eat that, or they get stung by the bee, and then their airways will swell up, they can't breathe, or they break out in hives, or they just, it's like, it can be deadly, okay, life-threatening. That is a true food allergy. A food intolerance actually is more of an IgG antibody response, or an IgM, or an IgA. I mean, I don't want to get into a cellular physiology or a biology class, because I could go on and all day long about that kind of stuff, but the reality of it is it's a different type of immune response. It's a low-grade response. Sometimes it can be immediate, but a lot of the times it could be 3 days later, maybe 4 days later, where the apple that you ate on Monday could be causing you to have the migraine on a Thursday, or an upset stomach, or, like I said, all kinds of different symptoms. I mean, there have been studies that have linked food intolerances to atherosclerosis. Well, hardening the arteries, cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer in America, over all forms of cancer combined. So, you know, it can do that. It can, it's linked to, there have been studies, once again, scientific studies that have linked it to food intolerances, to Alzheimer's, dementia. You just go on down the list, and there's probably something related with foods. And I think that it's so important to understand that there's not one person out there that walks the streets, or walks anywhere, or sits in their chair at home watching this segment, that doesn't acknowledge that they have some type of reactions to some type of food. Okay.
Yeah, so you have evidence-based science to back you up, but you also have patients that have some success stories. Can you give me one example of a patient?
Well, yes. I'd like to give two real quick. Okay. One was a patient that came to me years ago. She was really into natural health, and she had gone online before she came to me and was trying to do some healthy things for her gallbladder. So she was doing an apple cleanse, or an apple fast, and so she was eating apples, eating applesauce, apple cider vinegar, apple juice, all this apple stuff. And so I was like, well, maybe we want to look at some things here. So we ran a food intolerance test and found that she had a grade 3 IgG response to apples. Okay. The other one was young lady, 3 years old, that came from Bentonville. Her mom and her grandmother found out about me through a clinic in St. Louis, and I don't know how all that played out, but they came from Bentonville and brought her to me. And from the day that she was born, she had horrible eczema, head to toe eczema. And so I ran the food intolerance test, and she only tested for 4 things, okay? Gluten, green beans, dairy, and corn. Now, most adults will have 15, 20, 25, you know, a lot, but she only had 4 things. So I explained that to her mom and her grandma. They took her off of those 4 things, and within a couple of months, her complexion looked so much better. They were in complete disbelief. It was just incredible and such a great feeling to change a young life like that.
Oh, Dr. Currie, I mean, this is so inspirational because, again, there are so many people that are walking around not feeling their best, and there might be a very simple, natural solution, and then come talk to you about it. Well, lovely to see you again. Hello to your beautiful family, of course, as always. Now, for more information on Dr. Currie and his functional medicine practices, or to book a consultation, visit drcurrie.com. Now get ready to feast your eyes on the most delectable plate of lobster risotto. Chef Steve Bonatti is taking us behind the scenes at Petite and Keat right after this. Stick around, you're watching Arkansas Style.